Vincent William Van Gogh has been known as one of the most famous and talented post-impressionist painters during his time alive in the 18th century. His works include paintings, drawings, portraits, self-portraits, as well as life stills and landscapes. Vincent is of Dutch heritage and was born in Zundert of the Netherlands on March 30th of 1853. As a child, Van Gogh experimented with drawing and actually spent most of his early childhood years working for a firm of art dealers. Not long after, he had aspiring hopes of becoming a pastor and began working as a missionary in the mining region of Belgium in 1879. This is where Van Gogh began to take notice and sketch people that he observed in the local community. In 1885, he painted and created what is considered his first major work. This is entitled The Potato Eaters. This was an oil on canvas. It's 82 centimeters by 114 centimeters, and this remains in the Van Gogh Museum of Amsterdam. This beautiful oil on canvas showcased much darker and somber-like earth tones than his later works in life. He also did many studies of this particular piece. Not more than a year later, Van Gogh moved to Paris and the south of France, where he discovered French Impressionists and sunlight that influenced his paintings to grow brighter in color. This is where Van Gogh joined his brother Theo and met many artists including Degas, Toulouse-Lautrec, Pissarro, and Gauguin, which he became friends. His style changed significantly under the influence of Impressionism, which became lighter and brighter. This oil on canvas entitled The Red Vineyard shows how the vivid and bright sunlight of France influenced Van Gogh in his artwork. The painting is rumored that this is the only one sold for certain during Van Gogh's lifetime. In 1888, Van Gogh moved again yet to Arles, where he hoped friends would join him to create like-minded art together. His colleague and friend Gauguin actually did join Van Gogh to live together and paint, where they got along great for some time. However, not long after, Vincent's health and mental stability become more relevant while living in Arles. Van Gogh threatened his friend one night with a rager due to a major mental breakdown and ended up slicing off his ear in remorse. It is believed that he took his wrapped ear to a brothel nearby and gave it to a woman to guard this object carefully. He was later found by police, and even though he was thought to be dead at first, he was just passed out. Vincent from there was taken to a hospital to recover, where he continuously requested to talk or see his friend Gauguin. From there on, he spent time in psychiatric hospitals and swung between periods of inertia, depression, and incredibly concentrated artistic activity. His work still reflecting the intense bright colors and strong light of the countryside and scenery that surrounded him. During the last 2 years of Van Gogh's life, he painted some of his most well-known and famous works, such as Starry Night, The Sower, and many self-portraits. His self-portrait was done in 1889 and resides in London. This was truly unique because it showcased the banded ear that was inflicted by Van Gogh himself. His most famous painting, known as The Starry Night, was created in Van Gogh's last year as well. The intense yellow and bright tones even stand out in a night-inspired setting. During this time, he was heavily in and out of mental sanity and spells of depression. On July 27, 1890, Vincent van Gogh shot himself in the chest with a revolver and died about a day later. His brother Theo had rushed to be with him at his bedside to hear his last words, which was believed to be, "The sadness will last forever." Although Van Gogh's life had a deep struggle with mental health and depression, his work inspired and influenced 20th century art and beyond. His portraits, his bright palette, and his bold shapes defined him and made his work remarkable and a true part of history.